Good morning, my dears. Happy new moon in Aquarius. I'm so excited for this one. I really, really am. This is my at-home cocktail tray. It's my vintage one. And I got my coffee, my warm water. Please go grab your things. We're going to talk about the new moon today. And I chose actively not to wash my hair last night, so this Medusa is what we got. It's the main. I absolutely love it. So please go grab your coffee or tea. I took Esmeralda down the other day, and she's just been vibing with us. So you can use Esmeralda for the pause. Go grab your things, coffee, tea. Go grab your journal. We're talking about the new moon in Aquarius. I'm so excited. And I don't know what full title I'm going to use for it, but the first bit that came through was like, what wild idea won't leave you alone? The idea won't leave you alone. Whether it's you keep having a dream about it, whether it's you hear something or see someone, whether it be in your life or on your social medias, wherever it may be, that when you see the thing, you get this wince. You get this like, yeah, I want that. Yeah, I want that. And maybe it's something that you haven't even spoken. Whatever it is, we're going to talk about it. We're going to think about it. And this is a safe space. It's just me and you having coffee. That's it. No one else is here. We don't have to tell anybody about it just yet. These are, when we utilize the moon cycles, we're telling God that we're here for it. We don't have to soapbox this. We don't have to talk to anyone else. It's just you and I. So let's deep dive. I have the grid for the moon cycle behind me here. This is your chair. It's not blocking anything. We're good to go. So I'm going to give you some dates first so we can just jot them down super quick. So this new moon is happening in Aquarius at 20 degrees and 40 minutes. It's happening Eastern Standard Time on the 9th of February at 17:58. Central Standard Time on the 9th of February, 16:58. And the Gold Coast in Australia, this is happening on the 10th of February at 8:58. Now, we're going to talk about the lenses first, lenses of this new moon. So what do we know about, we're going to put all these lenses in front of our eyes. We know that a new moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct in the same point in the sky right over here in the sign of Aquarius. I feel like Mercury's ready to tumble down. So everyone on the planet gets a new moon. It just really depends on what time zone that you're living in. So I put the microphone underneath. I wanted to, for some reason I felt like pink. I think it's, Valentine's. Everybody's having love, and it's early in the morning as I record this. So that's why my voice is in its delightful little deep tone. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So the sun and the moon are conjunct in the sky, in the same place in the sky at the same time. So what else do we know about new moons? They are the darkest time of the darkest time of the night. When we have a full moon, the full moon is bright in the sky. It's illuminating. It's, we all turn into the werewolf. We all understand the full moons. And so the new moon is when it's dark. It's when the seeds of our life are fertile for planting. Seeds of our life are fertile for planting. So we like to plant seeds for what it is that we do want. I just wanted to say, I heard this perspective. I don't know if you have the notes from the universe. It's like you get an email from the universe every day. A friend of mine years ago, I've been getting these emails for 3 years now, and sometimes they're spot on, sometimes they're a little bit like out there pie in the sky. But today, I found it to be a poignant one. So it was, when what you really want is plan A, but you plan for plan B, what you get is plan B. It was 444 when I said that. So go big. Go. One of the YouTubers that are not part of me, well, YouTuber, Instagram, or whatever, light in the sky, whatever you call them, like limitless living, fit. I forget her complete handle, but she's so beautiful and wonderful. And she calls it like your Delulu, making your Delulu come to Rulu. So for this Aquarius new moon, when Pluto just went into Aquarius, we're going Delulu. This dream, whatever it is for you, whatever this is, community, yes. Friendships, yes. Wishes for the future. This is you and your future self having a chit chat. And I hope that you've met your higher self before. And your higher self, I have a guided meditation on my Gumroad if you're interested. It's a donation-based download. I think you can do it for a penny. If you use the word MAX for a code, it makes it free. And it's obviously at a cafe table. My higher self was given access to this. The higher selves gave my higher self permission to introduce you to your higher self. And something that I love about meeting your higher self is that your higher self then brings your guides, brings your future self, all of these different things, all of these different aspects of you in this multidimensional quantum world. You're going to find, talk to them. This isn't about soapboxing. This isn't about declaring to the world. This isn't about declaring to anyone but your internal team, God of your understanding, your higher self, your future self, your inner beings. This is inner stuff. And this is, Pluto just went into Aquarius. I have a lot of resources for that on my public YouTube channel, so definitely go check those out. This is big stuff happening. This is big stuff. And it's almost like I had a client session the other day, a quantum healing client session, where she had said, everything, this is all soup. It's all soup. We're just swimming in soup. And we do trade. And so I received a sound bowl healing where I'm working on, like human teleportation, but I was working on levitation. And it was really, that's what I'm working on, is human transportation and human teleportation and levitation. So I'm offering this to you, whereas if that, my neighbors are building new earth, so I apologize if you hear some chit chatter outside. They're really lovely men. What was I saying? I want this to be a mirror for you. So if I'm working on levitation and human teleportation, you manifesting money or a home or a partner, it's not that cuckoo pants, is it? Just saying. So we have the sun and the moon conjunct in the sky at the same degree, at 20 degree and 40 minute. And I'm also going to highlight the tarot, the minor arcana tarot card that represents this decan of the astrological wheel. I have an entire Patreon group where we talk about tarot. It's tarot readings, and every week I do a weekly tarot reading for the group, as well as a lecture or a homework, like a teaching video as well. So definitely go check that out. The information is always listed in my biography if you're keen for some tarot, because I find that all of these metaphysical tools will eventually in the Aquarian age be somewhat obsolete and archaic. So I find that the more you integrate these practices into your life that makes sense to you, the higher you get to go, the quicker you get to connect in an astral traveling multidimensional way, if that makes sense. And as you do that, I'm sorry, just these messages keep coming through. And the more you do that, the easier you'll be able to work in the soup, and the easier you'll be able to, not manipulate, that's the wrong word, utilize the laws of the current dimension that you are in to the best of your abilities and for your imagery, for the image that you see in your mind's eye. It will get incredibly easier the more you start to understand and utilize these seemingly woo-woo tools. You know what I mean? Because we know that the powers that be, the people that have made their billions of dollars, they understand astrology. My favorite quote of astrology, which is from J.P. Morgan, millionaires don't follow astrology, but billionaires do. So, Sun and the Moon conjunct in the sky at 20 degrees and 40 minutes of Aquarius. We have Mercury right over here at 7 degrees of Aquarius. Pluto is still at 0 degrees of Aquarius. A packed house over here. We can see, you know nothing of astrology. I'm just going to move your chair for a minute. This is the general astrological wheel that starts over in Aries and goes all the way over to Pisces. This area over here is the roots of the tree of your life, where safety is key. This is home, communication, early learning, family, siblings, that type of stuff. And up here is our public life, our highest inspirations, our midheaven, quest and adventure, Saturn, Capricorn, all that stuff over here. This side is our descendant side, our relationships, how we see the important people in our life, where we see God in another. And then over here, this is our ascendant sign. It's where we do things alone. So as you can see, there is a significant amount of activity and focus on our role in the public eye, our role, what we do. Yes, this is community, friendships, and wishes for the future. But what do we know about Aquarius is that everyone must bring something to the table. It is about power to the people. Everyone gets treated appropriately. Everyone gets paid appropriately. Everyone has what it is that they want. Not everybody wants the same things that you do. What is meant for you is looking for you, and what is meant for you is only meant for you. There's no competition in your lane. Just stay in your lane. But what I had said at the beginning, I want you to recognize that. So you see someone who is thriving and in a relationship, and they, have met their queen, they've met their king. And it gives you that wince. It gives you that, How are you acting like a maiden? How are you acting in peasantry ways? How are you acting like a boy and not a man? So if we see something out there that we want, what can we heal inside of ourselves? I'll give a personal example. I visualize my first few dates with my king. He's busy, he's doing things. And when I am a vibrational match for him, and when he is a vibrational match for me, we will meet. And so anything in my life, anything that I am, even if I do it once a day, for 5 seconds a day, I'm still working towards my goals. Because I cannot sit in front of a king and say, oh yeah, I really want that, but I'm not really doing it. I'm not really doing it. Nope. Hell or high water. I am singing every day. I am practicing my Italian every day. I am studying every day. I am relaxing every day. I'm a projector in human design. I'm a projector in human design. I'm a 33 life path. I'm, a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto, Aries sun conjunct Jupiter in the 5th house, and my natal moon is in the 3rd house in Capricorn. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Oh my God. And I'm a 4 Enneagram, the romantic. Yeah, I know. It's so much. I'm an archetype, cartoon character, basically, in human form. It's an exciting amalgamation. But I also came from corporate, and I have all these tools to offer to you. This is why we've met. So I definitely go watch the February 2024 video that I have put out on my YouTube channel. That was really an interesting one. What did I call it? The old ways will not work anymore. We have to surrender to the God of our understanding, to the universe, to whatever it may be, to whatever higher power that you have labeled the higher power that is. I use the term God brazenly. God is this conversation. God, our fingers and toes, it's the air we breathe, it's everything, it's the trees outside, it's these candles, it's, I put on frankincense. Yeah, it's really nice. It's an air season, and air is what I'm missing in my big 3. So having smells and different things like that around is very healing for me. So definitely check out your big 3 and what is missing or what is overpowering in your big 3. Sarah, what do you mean by any of this? So my sun is in fire, my moon is in earth, and my rising is in water. I have very little air in my chart. It's only my Venus in Aquarius that I have. Oh, and my Chiron in Gemini. But so air is very healing for my amalgamation of all of these different things. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So what wild idea won't leave you alone? What's underneath that? And then I wrote, God of your understanding. And we're planting seeds. So what image for the future do you see? I want you to spend some time checking in with your future self. And if you do not know what your future self is, if this is very, very new language for you, please comment below. Let me know. Say, Sarah, I really don't understand. What do you mean by future self? Tell me, like, lead me towards how I can best support you on this journey, because I can do a whole video on that. I'd highlight the Lazarus material. He does a lot of future self work. It's definitely not just my language. So definitely let me know what it is that you're keen for as far as like how I can connect you to your future self. I'd say connect into your higher self first if you've never done that. And then, oh, that's it. Okay, good. So in the February 2024 video, I had talked about Pluto and how every single way that we communicate, we assert ourselves, and we love are getting transformed. We can't utilize lies anymore. We can't use our same old practices as to the way we archaically humaned. We must surrender to our higher power. We must surrender to this image that we have of ourselves. And it's kind of like when we're manifesting, we know we kind of have to meet ourselves where we are. But I would love for you to utilize the 101 tools. Sorry, I'm listening to my higher self and my guides as I'm talking to you, and I want to make sure that I'm efficient in this video and efficient in the processes. So I want you to, as I've said before, if you say to yourself, I'm a multimillionaire, and in that phrasing, there's a part of yourself behind your eyes that just goes, no, you're not. Then go to a level, go to a number that is accessible, that you're like, yeah, I can figure that out. Like, I just made my first 10,000. I just made my first 100,000, whatever it may be. And say, oh, okay, I can understand that vibrationally. So when you're writing your journals out, utilize that. But I want to keep your Delulu solid. I want to keep it, because this wild idea, this big idea, you cannot understand how to figure it out. That's not your business. That's not your business. You are a fractal of God. You are God having a human experience. You are a piece of the puzzle. But the God of your understanding sees it from above. All you have to do is believe. All you have to do is believe and repeat the pattern over and over and over again. We're making a baklava of an understanding. So write it down in your journal. I just made my first 100,000. I just made my first 100,000. I am so happy and grateful now that I have $100,000 liquid in the bank. I am so happy and grateful now. And then on the Post-it, on the mirror, in your trouble spots, on the mirror in the bathroom, on the pantry cabinet, and right before you leave the house, I'd say give it those 3. I am a multimillionaire. I am a multimillionaire. I am a multimillionaire. And start to rewire your brain. Yes, I'm just hearing what you're saying, where like the universe, when it comes to money manifestation, likes solid numbers, likes these types of things. But if you do not believe inside of yourself that you have the capacity to handle that, the world will give you, God will give you challenges, will give you bits of tests and trials to sink into the bucket of the nervous system that is the bigger version of yourself. And sometimes this is big stuff. So this is the long game. This is wishes for the future. This is, over here, these are the daily lives. This is home, safety, our daily things, what we do every day. This is legacy. We talked about that in the February season. We talked about that in the solstice video and the Capricorn season video, all public on YouTube. So definitely go check out those resources. This is Delulu. This is true Delulu. Because then when we get to Pisces season, this is why your soul came here. Healing, closures, and coming home again. It's all repeated pattern. Astrology is history, math, and patterns. That's it. That's literally it. But with the Aquarian age, again, what happens in Pluto and Aquarius? We had the American Revolution, we had the French Revolution. We historically can see what has happened. The lens that is different is the awakening, is the Schumann resonance, the amount of light that we're receiving, the amount of solar flares that we're receiving, the amount of solar energy that we are receiving right now is beyond what even a few years ago we've ever received. Even, I think I was listening to a chit chat of Pam Gregory, an incredible astrologer, couldn't recommend her content higher. I've referenced her before, so I'll put her page below. And she spoke of, I think that we received more solar energy. I'm going to butcher it, so I'll just let you go to her page. More solar flares and energy in one day than we did in the entirety of 2018. So those days where maybe you have used to be able to sleep like a baby, can't sleep at all anymore. You used to be able to, you used to be up all night, and now you're sleeping for 13, 12 hours a day. There is no, and I'm quoting Pam Gregory here, but butchering it, there's no dress rehearsal for what we're going through right now in any possible capacity. We've never done this before as human beings. I love the astrology because it gives us a foundation to understand, how is my chart getting activated? How is my country's chart getting activated? How is the general wheel getting activated? Then put the lens of the solar energy and then look at it like a soup. We're living in a third dimensional matrix where your thoughts, words, actions, and intentions create your reality. So if your Delulu is, I own a home, and I have a really beautiful significant other, we are working towards having a family, all of these things, but you're still at a corporate job in a cubicle and you're doing this, I don't care where you are. I want you to sit there and daydream into it, this new moon. We can't always, how do I say? Once you start to do this work, you actually do start to, take days off for the full moon, and you set really healthy intentions for the full moon. You take off the full moons and you kind of just chill at home and have spa days and don't engage too much in the conundrum of Gen Pop, and you let the world happen. For new moons, whatever you do that day, I'm excited for that day. This is my old dog's birthday. When I was younger, I had a little Yorkshire Terrier. She's passed on now. Her name is Lady Coco Noel. And she was a very special gal. So the 9th of February was her birthday. And I miss her all the time. But that's one of my delulus, is having a dog again, where I know that that's, where I live. It's not something, in my current reality, that's not something that I can fully, it would be like, what are you talking about? But it's on my vision board. It's, it's definitely going to be a male dog this time, probably looking a little bit more like a Dalmatian type of an animal with spots, darker. I, picked out his name already. And, the spots are, because I have spots all over my body, and I am learning to love them. I'm just so grateful. So, let's see, what else? Where do I want to go with this? So there's two aspects that are advantageous for what we're going through. So Mercury in the sky is squaring Jupiter, and Jupiter is sextiling Saturn. And this, astrology is one of the lenses that I utilize, but I kind of look at those as the strings attached to what is helpful for us. So we have Mercury over here, squaring Jupiter in our house of money, sextiling Saturn in our house of soul purpose. So it's kind of connecting the houses over here. And we'll get into all of this in the individual readings. So if you're watching this for complimentary on my YouTube channel, this is in my Patreon group, my new moon and full moon workshop. It's a $10 a month investment and you receive so much information. I'm not going to pitch it. If you're interested, their link is below. Very, very easy access, but you get this a week in advance from the actual moon cycles on the Patreon group. And there's so much more information in there. So I'm just highlighting that. So Mercury, Hermes, how we receive our information in Aquarius, squaring Jupiter in our house of money, values, and access to resources, sextiling Saturn in Pisces in our house of soul purpose, healing closures, and coming home. It's saying when you trust the telephone to God and you say, God, I see this, you've been giving me this image, I trust you, I am obviously a vibrational match for this. Help me help you. Help me step into this. I will act as if at all times. If I have to sit in a cubicle at work, I will sit there and daydream into the house where I don't have to work. Money comes to me effortlessly. I'm not worried about things going on. And my biggest conundrum of the day is maybe making muffins and figuring out what color I want to paint that wall in front of me. One of the biggest components of that is a calm nervous system, is physically, vibrationally living into that. Getting excited about things. We're not going to be like, everything's great and awesome and wonderful at all times. You're going to have, low energy days. You're going to have days that you just want to chit chat and just eat those muffins. But it won't be that rat race. It won't be that go, 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 go type of environment. So if nothing else, if you feel as though you can't figure anything out, cross the river of the old vibration to the new vibration. I'm just going to highlight the tarot card for this one right now. So this tarot card represents 11 to 20 degrees of Aquarius. And we're at 20 degrees in 40 minutes. So it's almost going into this card. But I want you to focus on this one. This is about recovery. This is about surrender. The swords do not weigh down the boat. I love the divine masculine and the divine feminine on this one, where he can effortlessly take all of his beings, I don't want to say problems, all of his team and flock, his VIPs, effortlessly across the river, effortlessly to the new version of yourselves. We are birthing our view from the inside out, from the inside out. What's popping into my head is a little bit of what I experienced in 2023, which is about boundaries. I'm just checking in with my higher self. This is important. This is important because our boundaries, oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize that Powerball. So when it comes to wealth, when it comes to having a lot, when it comes to any sort of value, money, values, access to resources, Jupiter and Uranus are in this house. So what have I always said? Top 5 values, list them out. Money or wealth ought to be one. I don't want to should you, but I recommend for that to be something, because in the paradigm that we're in, money is freedom. Money is time freedom. Money is financial freedom, generational wealth, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. So I want you to think of your life in this boat. I want to really paint this picture for you right now. It's a little wooden boat. And when it comes to, if everything is energy, everything is vibrational, we know this. I want you to think of your boundaries as the sealant in between the planks of the boat. That's something that in a significant amount of the money manifestation content and the divine masculine content that I talk about, whereas one of the key elements of someone who has, not just acquired a significant amount of wealth, but has kept it, is healthy boundaries. Very, very healthy boundaries. They don't lie, they don't mince words, they will verbally shoot between the eyes and keep people at distances and meet them where they are, not have to over-explain themselves, and they don't feel bad about their boundaries in any capacity. So as I've been in my manifestation process, as I've been doing a significant amount of my view of what it is that I see and what I am working towards, a lot of what I learned, the biggest lesson, if not the only lesson that I learned in 2023, it's not the only lesson, it's the biggest lesson, and it was like the umbrella view of what, like, I finally learned this lesson. I'm sorry, I just had a full body chill on that one. And it's just, when you finally learn a lesson that has been following you lifetime after lifetime, I'm experiencing this in real time. This was not expected. I'm sorry. I was just always so keen to just help anybody that came into my life. I did not, I'm sorry, thank you for holding space. This was really unexpected. Because every time I would see my wealth coming to me, I would just say, like, here, take it. To the person in front of me, I was like, what do you need? Please take it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to take a quick minute. Okay. I really didn't expect that. Thank you for listening for just a minute. I just want to compose myself. Sharing my journey with you has been a privilege. Yes, so thank you for being here. Okay. So the biggest lesson that I have learned and integrated was boundaries. And so the boundaries are the sealant of the boat. And for anyone who's had and held wealth, the boundaries are the sealant. So think of it as just a boat. And you've built this boat and it lives, you have it docked, you have it moored. And when you wake up every morning with unhealthy boundaries, think of it as you haven't sealed the boat, where you're like, you look out the window and you're like, oh, it's rained a little bit. I'm going to have to scoop out the boat. Okay, I'm going to and you kind of have this little static radio going on in the background of your mind at all times, where it's like, is the boat okay? Is everything okay? Is everything fine? Is everything all right? No, oh, okay. No, well, is it capsized? Do I have to take care of it? Should I go visit? I'm just going to go check on it. And that's just constantly streaming in your brain. It's a little bit of a fuzzy radio. I'm aging myself. Let me see if I can 2024 it for you. It's like all the tabs are open on your computer and one of them is playing music and one of them is playing music on an ad, and you don't know where the ad is coming from and you don't know how to turn off the ad, and so you just mute the music and then you have your phone playing with the music on, even though you're like, I should probably figure that out and that might be getting a virus on my computer. I don't really know. Good, slapped. I'm gonna be 37 next month, so I'm learning how to do all of these things in a very, and I'm also millions of years old at the same time, and 17 as well, so it's a good time. When you have healthy boundaries and you don't worry about hurting the person in front of you, because this isn't about them. Why would you be lying to the person in front of you? If you ever are holding back information from someone where you're like, I don't want to hurt their feelings by expressing my true self, then why are they in your life? And you don't have to soapbox it. I talked a lot about that in the February 2024 video. You can't soapbox this. And if you have to sit someone down and explain to them how you have unhealthy boundaries, just be. and let that being remove the person just naturally from your life, or pull back without pomp and circumstance and let that new reality just exist. Does that make sense? It does? What questions do you have for me? I'm hearing Pluto. So definitely the February 2024 video, I talked about how every planet, every inner planet is going to have to conjunct with Pluto before it comes into this house. So this is popping into my head and it never has before. I want you to think of the God of your understanding as your coach or your VIP or the someone that as you're living your life, they're standing right behind you. And so when you are talking to a human being, I want you to literally be like, hey, God, is this the right thing to do? Is this okay for me to say? Is that all right? And God will be like, yeah, everything's fine. It's part of why I have my guides tattooed on my wrist or on my arm right here, and why there's space over here. So I will check in with my guides, and just like the quarterback, the playbook, they'll give me the message. It just writes out right here. And so that is how I, in real time, when I'm humaning out in the world, can be like, hey, what's going on over here? And not just be like, hold on, because as I've said to you before, I'm talking to you, my higher self and my guides are showing me images over here, and I usually have about one other universe processing over here, minimum. I was chatting with a fellow gym person the other day. I had known her many years ago, and now we were just having a chat, and it was nice to chat with someone vibrationally who understands a lot of this language. And she had asked me, she's like, yeah, do you have, abilities or capabilities that are, otherworldly? And it was so powerful to be able to say, yeah, I really do quantum work. Like, even as I'm talking to you, I have two different images going on, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I definitely will highlight my Atlantean past life video. Definitely go check that out. I have a playlist on all of my past lives, or a significant amount of them. I have a few more that keep coming. Actually, I'm going to make a note of that, because I keep getting these little blips of past life, and I want to record them, because there's just, sometimes you don't have to see the entire lifetime. You just see little blips of it so you can heal from it. And there's one that I just received lately that was really poignant and powerful, and it was definitely like a Jesus parable in there. So I'm just planting that seed there, but I wrote it down, so I'm going to go back to that. And like I had said and challenged everyone to do in February 2024 is write out your limiting beliefs and the habits that match with them. That's something that I had written out. Why are you participating in them? I got so off track. I apologize. I wanted to talk about 2023. And so when you've set the course for this big Delulu, this big dream, this big image, this big wild idea, and there are people in your life that are not meant for that abundance, you have unhealthy boundaries, or there's a component to your life that does not nourish what it is that you're working towards. Once you set that goal, prepare for that to be highlighted. Prepare for that to be something that will come headfirst into your life, or it will be immediately removed, and you will expect it to happen quickly nowadays. Expect, when you set the course and you tell God, I trust you, I don't have to know how, I don't have to know when, that is not my business, but I'm going to focus on this goal. Whatever needs to be dealt with, nourished, healed in your life will be at the forefront. And if it's something that you choose not to look at, unhealthy boundaries right over here, you might spend a year focused on that. The entirety of the Venus transit of last year, the Venus retrograde and Leo transit over the summer, I was not on my highest timeline when it comes to my personal experiences, because I was healing some very deep-rooted father issues, mother issues, and boundary issues. Incredibly deep-rooted. It was disturbing. And if I had been given the image then, I would have lost it. Think of any amount of, I'm having a full body reaction to this. Think of any time that you've gotten wealth and then lost it, or gotten, a partner and then lost them, gotten the abundance, the job, and lost it. What is the pattern? What are the common denominators? You are obviously the common denominator, but what repeating cycles keep coming through, and what is underneath it? These are broad brushstrokes that are underneath it, whether it is ancestral mother and father wounds, whether it is ancestral wealth issues, ancestral divine feminine, divine masculine issues. These are huge things that we're healing. I am in no way mincing my words when I say I'm packing a lot into this, and you're doing things that your great-great-great-great-grandparents did not have the capacity to do. You're healing for generations right now. So whatever this wild idea is, whatever this image is, know that it is not just of your making. You are the vibrational match for it. You are the healer of your generation, of your ancestral line, to receive this abundance for all of them. Is what I'm saying making sense? So, planting seeds. In your manifestation journal, and for my Patreons, this is in the toolbox, the scripting 101, definitely go check that out. I would highly recommend you do this one. And just like the millions of dollars, just like like I had said earlier, if you can't see this happening, I want actually for us to do a year manifestation. Definitely do your monthlies, and I do them every month. But I really think that this one should be a year script, because sometimes, where do you want to be in a year? What step towards this do you want to be at? Is it purchasing a home? Is it being, in a financial free situation? Is it having your, business and entrepreneurship being prosperous? Whatever it is, I feel like for this one, doing a year script is a really, where do you want to be? February 2025. The nodes, the North Node will be in Pisces at that time, in the house of soul purpose. The South Node will be in Virgo, releasing old patterns of everyday life. So I think that might be, and I'm going to be doing an entire video on the nodes. I feel like I've done little ones, I want to say, but this one I feel like is going to be, it's important for us to look at the North Node in Aries. This is happening the entirety of 2024, and it's just a big component as to why we need to step into our self-sovereignty, and speak from I statements and focus on birthing this new universe. So I'm going to have a whole public video on that coming up. It came to me this morning. I was like, you haven't done a video on that. It could be important for people to see. So I want us to script big. I want us to reach for the wild idea, reach for the moon, reach for the stars, reach for the big thing. And when you're ready for that, expect things to come in quickly or leave quickly. I don't want that to be fear-based. It's just, again, this is about your nervous system. This is about consciously creating your successes. If you're scared of, oh my gosh, what if I receive all the things? If that's your face, then maybe you're not ready for that. Then maybe you're not ready for the delulu. Maybe you're not ready. And look at meditation. Look at calming your nervous system. Look at doing things that can help your human. These are trauma responses. And I get it. I was sexualized as a child. I've gone through so many things that still create patterns to this day. But what I find is that the more I sink into my calming of my nervous system, the more I meditate every day and stay true to my delulu, the rest doesn't scare me. It doesn't. But this is big stuff. I'm really highlighting that what I'm saying to you, this will happen quickly. So be ready for your abundances to come and get excited about them. It's not more money, more problems. It's like more money, more access to resources, more money. I can pay someone to help me with this. I can pay and treat someone appropriately that maybe is in a job that they really hate, but they want to do that job, and I can give them a job to, like, with these resources, you can change the world. We can't change the world. We can change ourselves, and by changing ourselves, we change the world. You can't fix it out there. You have to start here. These limiting beliefs, and I've written it down, like, I really want you to list out, get it out, write it out, write it out. I think I put in the public YouTube, my love affair with pen and paper in the toolbox in my public YouTube channel. When you write things out, pen and paper, I mean, like, you are tapping into your unconscious, you are tapping into your subconscious, you're giving your inner self, that future version of you that lives inside of you, access to your body to say, even talk to your future self. Say, like, future, and do a free script on this. So what does that mean, Sarah? Put on a timer, 90 seconds, 5 minutes, whatever you feel as though you can handle, and write out, I would like to talk to my future self. I'm really enjoying pendulum work right now. So take your pendulum and ask, can I speak to my future self? Wait for the answers to come. May I speak to my higher self? Wait for the answers to come. And ask your future self, what is it that you need to focus on? What is it that I need to heal? I'm gonna write this down because this is... Talk to them before this new moon. Before this new moon. Because when we're on the new moon, stay in your view of that future self. Stay in your, I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you have to do things that you don't want to do. You focus on your highest good and you just give gratitude for where you're at. I'm so grateful I have a roof over my head. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for this job. It's giving me the financial freedom to keep that roof over my head. I'm so grateful I have clean water. I have access to coffee. I have access to technology. I'm able to sit multidimensionally with Sarah across time and space. I'm so grateful for YouTube. I'm so grateful for Patreon. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. You know, I had lunch with a client the other day, and as I was leaving, she goes, do you like oranges? I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I wanted to show this to you. I know. And she's like, they're kind of getting old, so here you go, I won't eat them. And I was like, oh, I know exactly what to do with them. You stuff little cloves in them. See, he's not happy. And it's just so lovely. So the parable that I would love to give of that is one person's trash is now my potpourri. Her rubbish is now blessing my entire home with smells. The frankincense goes nicely with it. It just smells like a witch's tower here. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. So I'll do a whole video on the nodes because I feel like, as you can see, we have two little planetary bodies over here alone. This is Lilith in Virgo. It's like you might feel so alone in your delusions in the reality that you're in. You might feel as though you're the only person around that is reaching for these big things. Because you are the one to do it. You are the one to change all of their paradigms. For them to see you, however long it takes for your abundance to come in, that's not my business, that's up to God. And they see you, up on stage, they see you in your home, they see you putting your notice in, they see you doing that, and they go, wow, she was right the whole time. He was right the whole time. And I made fun of him. Yeah. As alchemists, there's no bad juju. There's no bad energy. Somebody's trying to send you bad stuff. If they're gossiping about you, you literally turn that dust into gold, my little honeybee. You don't have to know how. It just happens. It just happens. So the South Node, when we're doing this work, we're stepping into our sovereignty, it's going to feel awkward. The South Node will remove the people from your life that are not meant to be here. They are not meant for your abundances. They are not meant for your timeline. Why would you try to keep someone in your life that's not meant for you? I want to say that again. Why would you try to keep someone in your life that's not meant to be in your life? Let them go. With grace. Romanticize it. Romanticize every bit of your life. You romanticize people coming into your life. Why not romanticize people leaving your life so that the good people can come into your life? There's only so many seats at anyone's table. So if you're keeping 6 out of 10s, at your table, you're telling the universe you're not ready for 10 out of 10. You're not ready for your king or your queen. So be in that. That was me, Venus retrograde in Leo in 2023. I'm not telling you in any way to do something that I have not already done, experienced, or am actively healing. There's no guru on this planet in my practice or opinion. We are guides. This is a little crass, but if you poop on the toilet the same way that I do, you are no living guru. No. We ascend and leave this planet and then become gurus. I'm looking at my calendar. Is there anything else specific? As I record, this is the 2nd, so we will have Mercury going into Aquarius before this new moon. So this is the planets of the new moon. So no, and maybe they're saying leave behind old Capricorn ways of communication. You don't have to over-explain things anymore. It's kind of like they're saying like view every bit of, if you have to explain it, as like the per my last email, and don't do that. You're better than that. You can just you don't even, if someone is asking you a question that you've answered before, I'm asking them, they're saying leave it on red. Leave it on red. Truly. If you have to re-forward, if it's professional, you can just re-forward the email, but you don't have to write out per my last email. Don't engage again. Don't repeat certain cycles. Don't live the same day twice. If you have to forward it again, then forward it again. But why would you do that? Truly, we'll play this out. So you're in a professional or a personal conversation with someone, and you've said this thing, and they come back and they say it to you again. And you've said it numerous times. Why are you wasting your precious time and energy babying someone? If they are acting like a child, let them. But don't diminish yourself. Don't stoop to their level. I referenced this in the February 2024 video. 2 things that I saw that were just, I think it was on an Instagram page, Understanding the Narc. I'm healing from narcissistic relationships as well as narcissistic parental issues. So that's a me amalgamation. But 2 things that I saw that were so powerful, which were, one of the most dangerous types of people that you can be around are people that complain about situations that they themselves created. And then the next one that I saw, which I've already said kind of, which was, if I have to explain to you why I've removed myself from your life when you've treated me a certain way, you are a grown adult. You know why. You know exactly why. I'm not going to engage with you anymore. That's codependent for me. That's me engaging with the narcissist again. Yeah, if someone professionally is engaging with you in a way where they're like, oh, I'm asking this question again and again and again, there's some unhealed stuff going on with that person. Just resend that last email. Don't per my last email. Don't become sarcastic. Don't stoop to a lower level of humaning. Don't do that. Because that future version that we've been talking about for the past almost hour, that person, how would they act? How would your higher self act? How would your future self act? Is a little bit more BDE. Divine feminine energy. I don't even want to use the BDE anymore. Divine masculine energy or divine feminine energy. Yeah. We have exploratory conversations. We speak from I statements. We are shooting our shot. We are working towards things and we are staying within our delulu. Also, this is just coming to me. Don't share your delulu with those that are not in your VIP, in your inner center. And this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one because in your VIPs, the top 5, values and then the top 5 closest people to you, we know that like the show me your friends and I'll show you your future, you are the amalgamation of the 5 closest people to you. You can also, as a leader, make lists of who you are responsible for. This could be your family, your immediate family members. This is an interesting sidetrack, but my higher self is saying to go with it because family stuff is super duper tricky. And although I've recommended before, like, don't, if you have a father wound or a mother wound and you don't do the work with your father or with your mother, you will attract a partner, a situation, whatever it may be, that will be of that vibration. So I recommend doing the work with the actual person. But if we cannot do that work with the person, if there is narcissistic abuse, if there's verbal abuse, if there's substance abuse, if there's physical abuse, you cannot do it with that person. And that is a very difficult thing. That is a roaring pain. There's a soft spot inside all of our hearts where only a mother's love and a father's love can ever fill. And when you don't have that person in your life to be able to do this with, for me, it was the father wound. In 2023. I've mentioned that before, so I'm sharing that story with you now. And I tried my darndest to do the work with my birth father. I tried. And now I wish him the best and I love him dearly from a safe distance. I cannot even respond to text messages right now. When it's a birthday or a holiday, I will absolutely engage in a topical way and I will love him forever. If he is homeless and penniless on the side of the road, I will offer what it is that I can to help him help himself. But I can't. It's not safe for me. It's not. And so that is a very difficult reality. And that's the conclusion that the entirety of the summer and going into the fall winter of 2023, what I healed from and what I experienced. And it was profound. So when you do this work, I don't even remember this is why. If you are the healer of the family, the light worker of the family, the one to break the generational chains, and if you're here with me, you definitely are, you can have your family be of the VIP that you are responsible for, but you cannot share your delulu with them because the thoughts and the words and the actions and the intentions of others affect that. It affects your nervous system. Those whispers of, there may be negative ego coming in saying, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You'll get hurt. People will see you up there. People will see you. You might be responsible for them. Create a second bucket. Create another bucket. Like I've always said, we have our VIPs, then we have acquaintances, outside of that bubble, and then we have fans, or just the rest of the people of the world. I want you to have your VIPs, the people that you can share your Delulu with and talk about it. And this could be your mentors. This is me. This is people that are like, yes, you got this. What tools do you need? I believe in you. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Those are the people that are also in their own space of manifestation. And you can be like, I see you. This is this. This is this. You got kale in your teeth. Fix that. Like, these are the people that you trust. These are the people that you really trust. This is like the 3 of Cups type of a thing if you're into the tarot. And so I'm not going to show you. I don't want to get off track. You can go find it. It's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful card. They share good, bad, and ugly experiences. That's all I have to say about that. But when it comes to family, you can't explain to them. And this is a Lazarus when he speaks of consciously creating success. I'll put the link to his YouTube below, a channel I've been following since I was a child. And he had come to me as a child. So I'm very, very grateful for that being. And so you can't tell your family, you can't tell people that have never done this before and that are not doing this work about what it is that you're going through, what you're experiencing, what you're healing from. I need you to have a very safe boundary with them. And that is not to keep them out. That is to say, I am creating something. I have to go around you to create it, to be able to come back and take care of things. And take care of things. The tools that got you to where you are your belief system. And I have to go above that. I have to go around that. I have to break the chain. I have to get off the merry-go-round and do things differently. And so we can't surround ourselves, when we're doing things differently, we can't surround ourselves with people that are doing things the same way. I think that hit. I'm asking my guides if there's anything else, and I want to be super cognizant of maybe in the Patreon, share what it is that you're manifesting and going through, and not so much on the public YouTube. I want you to find your inner circle, find your VIP. If you would like, please send me an email. If I can be helpful for you, we can set up a one-on-one session and we can chit chat about all of these things. But I would highly recommend not keeping them close to your chest in a way that you hide it from God. Tell God and speak it into existence on a regular basis. Speak it into existence with your thoughts, your words, your actions and intentions. And when you're out in the world, I want to leave you with this. I want you to have that twinkle in your eye. That little when a woman is pregnant, but she's not telling anybody about it, and she's got that glow, but she's waiting until a specific time into the gestation period that she's actually going to even talk about it. But when you see her, you're like, something's different about you. Something's new. She's like, I just put new makeup on today. I want you to have that twinkle in your eye, that gratitude, I have millions. I'm a multi-millionaire. I have homes I have a home over here and a home over here. And then when you're talking to someone, they're like, yeah, what's new with you? You're like, not much. I want you that giddy. I want you that giddy on this new moon. I don't care if you're scrubbing toilets. I don't care if you are sweeping up the bathroom. I don't care if your child just pooped all over you. I want you to be like, that exciting. I appreciate you so much. I love you so much. I am grateful for you. I'm so proud of you. Now, please, if this is public, if you're seeing this on the public YouTube, please share this with others that maybe this can be, I always say, let me go first. Aries Sun conjunct Jupiter, use me as your Delulu. Just be like, this might sound crazy, but this, woman that I have just stumbled across, she's just spitting straight facts. And how do you feel about this? What are you going through? Invite people gently into what it is that you're kind of doing and sharing, and let it vet. Let it vet. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with people taking it out on me so that you don't have to deal with it. That's totally okie dokie. I'm getting used to the the comments of the Gen Pop, and it's good, bad, or ugly. I'm just grateful. Yeah, it's cool. I wanted to say come at me, bro, but it's like you won't receive what you think that you're, or it won't, if your intentions are pure, if your intentions are not so pure, either way, you will get what it is that you deserve and get what it is that you believe that you deserve. I love you so much. Please ask any questions you may have. Please reach out directly. Please, however I can best support you and help you on your journeys. We're definitely going to get into it in the individual all signs reading. I'm very, very excited about that. That'll be coming beginning of next week. Yeah, I think in the beginning of next week. So I love you. Ciao, darling.